Shahzad. The New York Daily News got exclusive access here to the Bridgeport, Connecticut home where Shahzad allegedly hatched his plot to kill Americans in the heart of New York. Daily News reporter Kevin Deutsch joins me now. This is pretty amazing that you guys got into this home. What did you find inside?
Inside, we basically found a number of possessions that would have belonged to any 30-year-old man living in this country. It was the apartment of the average American man. He had food, instant coffee, a weightlifting set. He had a hobby set. He was a painter. He had some painting in there. He also had a New York Mets cap. He had his Koran. He had his clothes. He seemed like kind of a fitness buff. And he had a number of Gatorade bottles. He had all sorts of food in the fridge. He basically had a bachelor pad, if you will.
Did you see any pictures in his apartment of his wife, his children?
The strange thing is that we know that he had a family, but it seemed that when he moved into this apartment, he didn't tell anyone that he had this family, and they were never there, to neighbors' knowledge. The house was Spartan. It was sparsely decorated. There were no pictures. You would have never known that this man had a family. You would have just think he was a single bachelor kind of living in this shabby apartment.
Investigators say that their search for evidence linking him to that failed plot in Times Square was fruitful. Did you see any evidence? Did you see, or have they taken everything? Did they take everything that might have linked him to the failed plot?
My understanding is that they did seize a number of items from the apartment, but the landlord told me that the apartment was basically intact. The feds hadn't seized all that much. They apparently did seize some computer equipment. They also seized this wooden mosque that the suspect had been building over a period of months. He had been building this mosque out of wood and popsicle sticks. It's a strange thing, but he was apparently a craftsman, and he was crafting this, and the feds apparently took interest in this mosque and confiscated it.
What was the landlord's reaction when he was talking to you? I mean, he's come under a lot of attention now because his tenant had plotted to kill people in the heart of New York City.
The landlord told me that last year, Mr. Shahzad saw his for rent sign and called him up. They met. He had the cash on hand, $1,150 for rent, $1,150 for security. He rented him the apartment. He seemed like a normal, single, average guy who just wanted some peace and quiet. He told him he just returned from Pakistan. He was having some financial problems. He just wanted a small place where he could relax and get back to work. Yeah. And he never suspected a thing.
Thank you so much for coming in and for sharing that story with us. We appreciate it, Kevin. It's really fascinating. All right, back to the breaking news we're following now in New York City. JFK Airport, and we're looking at an Emirates flight that's been called back to the gate because of a possible match from a passenger to someone on a no-fly list. Apparently, once again, Customs and Border Protection are the ones who noticed the possible match and called right away to get this plane back to the gate because it had already requested permission to taxi for takeoff. And there you're seeing some of the authorities surrounding that plane. We'll keep you up to date when we find out what's happening. We're also finding out now back to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, if we can for a moment. They are surrounding a Greyhound bus in Portsmouth. In fact, the state police explosives disposal unit is there responding and evacuating residents and buildings in the area. Elizabeth Dinan joins me on the phone right now. She's with the Portsmouth Herald. Elizabeth, what are you learning about this incident and how it's unfolding?
I'm on the scene right now where there are local police, state police, the FBI. There's an armored vehicle that's just been brought in, and a SWAT team is about to, I think very soon, approach this Greyhound bus in front of a parking garage that's on Hanover Street in downtown Portsmouth. We're told by police on scene that it was on its way from Portland to Boston, Portland, Maine to Boston, Mass, making a stop here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where someone called 911 and said there was a bomb on the bus.
And do they? I'm sorry. Do you know whether that was overheard on the bus or whether it may have been
It was a 911 call to police to report a bomb.
Oh, and do they have anyone in custody at this point?
No, the downtown, a couple of blocks in the area are in lockdown mode with police everywhere. And it appears what's going to happen now is this armored SWAT vehicle is going to approach the bus where they're probably going to ask for a surrender. There's 17 people on this bus.
Okay, 17 people on the bus. And how close was the bus to the bus station?
Well, there's really no bus station here. There's a bus stop in front of a four-story parking garage where it's parked right now.
Okay. Well,
we're told the driver's not on the bus, oddly, but there are 17 people on board.
Right now, they haven't evacuated the bus?